Rise with India podcast on ET Now.
Good morning and thanks for listening in. Happy Friday to you. This is the daily morning update from ET Now and I'm Alex Matthew. Today is the 30th of July. In the top news, the government on Thursday allowed 100% foreign direct investment under the automatic route for oil refiners in case an in-principle approval for strategic divestment of a public sector undertaking has been granted by it. This follows the Union Cabinet approval last week of a proposal to allow 100% FDI for public sector oil refiners, thereby expanding the scope for foreign investment in the privatization of Bharat Petroleum. In the sugar space, Indian traders for the first time have signed sugar export contracts 5 months ahead of shipments, as a likely drop in Brazil's production prompted buyers to secure supply in advance from India. Sugar production in Brazil, which is the world's biggest producer and exporter, is likely to drop due to a drought and frost that has damaged the sugarcane crop. In the telecom space here in India, Reliance Jio Infocomm added the highest number of active users among peers for the second straight month in May. The company added 27.9 lakh active customers compared with its 6-month average of 26 lakh, according to data released by the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. Bharti Airtel, meanwhile, after adding active subscribers for 9 straight months, lost as many as 56.5 lakh such users in May. But the company remains India's largest operator in terms of active customers. More than 100,000 income tax returns are being filed on the new income tax portal every day since the 24th of July, with the number rising to 1.5 lakh on Tuesday and Wednesday, according to the tax department. That indicates an improvement in the portal's operation. However, users have said that technical issues and slow speed continue to be a problem. In international news, US growth missed forecasts in the second quarter on account of supply chain constraints, and that has taken the shine off one of the biggest gains in consumer spending in decades. Gross domestic product expanded at a 6.5% annualized rate, following a revised 6.3% pace in the first quarter, according to the Commerce Department's preliminary estimate on Thursday. China says that it has put forward alternative parameters for a second probe into the origins of COVID-19 that should span multiple countries. Beijing's latest move aims to counter a push by the United States for a deeper investigation into the theory that the virus leaked from a Wuhan lab. Meanwhile, China's ambassador to the WTO, Li Chenggang, said that there was scope for Beijing to work with the US, the European Union and other Western nations on an agreement aimed at curbing the practices at the heart of the still simmering US-China trade conflict. And with that, it's over to Rohit Singh for the trade setup for the day in India. Morning, Rohit. How are we looking today?
Good morning, Alex. Having spent an entire month defending the 15,600 odd levels, we are hoping there'll be some momentum that can now emerge in August. Amid earnings volatility and global jitters, Nifty has managed to end the series almost flat. The metals index rallied for 6th straight session on China's curbs over steel imports. We have seen 4 months of selling by foreign investors, still the index has managed to hold its ground. Yesterday too, FIIs sold shares worth about 866 crore rupees, while domestic institutional investors bought shares worth about 2,000 crore rupees. On the global front, earnings optimism and recovery hopes are firing US stocks to yet another record high. Second quarter US GDP numbers rose by 6.5%, while jobless claims were back on a lower trajectory. Let's tell you about the active stocks this morning. Tech Mahindra's Q1 PAT has risen by 25% quarter on quarter to over 1,300 crore rupees. TVS Motor reported a 82% sequential decline in profits even as the financials improved year on year. Deepak Nitrite has clocked a solid show and healthy margins led by growth in phenolics. JSW Steel has plans to raise about $200 to $300 million via offshore loans. At the annual shareholder meet, Uday Kotak said that the bank will not shy away from taking bolder bets and the time is right to experiment more. Tata Tele has partnered with Zoom for unified communication solutions. Key results to watch out today are Sun Pharma, Britannia, UPL and IOC. To recap, as we are entering the new series with a similar market setup, let's see if August takes markets past the 16,000 hurdle or not. That's all from my end. Thank you for listening in. It's back to you, Alex.
Thanks, Rohit, and as always, thank you all for listening in. Also, happy Friday to you. Have a lovely weekend. We'll be back on Monday to tell you everything that you need to know at the start of the new week. In the meanwhile, tune in to ET Now for everything that you need to know in the world of business, markets, and, well, everything else. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great weekend.
The Rise with India podcast on ET Now.